Open your eyes.
What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild analysis video. This time we're going to break into the meat and potatoes of the footage we got from the Game Awards, and that is the Life Among the Ruins trailer. I think that's what it's called. This trailer is freaking amazing. Like, damn it, man. So much stuff happened in a minute and 23 seconds. They poured out so much information in just a little bit of time. It's ridiculous. And there's so much. I was hoping for something like this because this is gonna be months worth of videos. The theories are just, ooh. Let's go pick off this bomb real quick. Alright, so first off, they start off with kind of like the old caveman style art, similar to what we had from the beginning of Skyward Sword. So I'm thinking this is going to become a thing here with Zelda games and trailers. And this could very well be the opening, because if you remember Skyward Sword, and I think Wind Waker had a similar thing where it was kind of drawn out too. So I think this could be a thing now with Zelda games where it would the intro or the opening will be drawn out. They kind of like, you know, tell you the story of the prologue of the game, so to speak. So it starts off with a Sheikah eye with no tear. So this definitely tells me that this could explain what happened to the Sheikah. So, because we all know the Sheikah, the tear is supposed to, you know, reference some kind of tragedy that happened with the Sheikah. Possibly, you know, whatever the reason was, the Sheikah were nearly driven to extinction. You know, be it they were, you know, thrown into a war and most of them got killed, or there was a rebellion where most of them got killed. You know, whatever happened, there was a tragedy that drove the Sheikah nearly to extinction, and that's why the tear is now under the Sheikah logo. So there's no tear this time until a little bit later in the trailer. We do see that the tear does develop and it drops. Now this does not look like a teardrop. Alright, I think it's symbolic of several things. I think this is symbolic of three things, really. And one of them being, you know, the teardrop, you know, the tragedy of the Sheikah, you know, what happened. The other thing is it could be symbolic of a blood drop. So a lot of people, you know, are gonna die. You know, Calamity Ganon is gonna kill a whole lot of people, you know, and there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. Of course, we won't see that. This will probably be a T-rated game, but you know, it'll be a lot of bloodshed, and it could involve the Sheikah. It could be the Sheikah's fault, and more than likely, that's gonna be. I doubt the Sheikah themselves are gonna be allied with Ganon. More than likely, it'll be their fault because it'll be their technology that Ganon uses to help destroy everything. Because we know that, you know, the Sheikah Guardians were created to protect Hyrule, but the Calamity Ganon was able to, I guess, possess them and turn them against them. And so it's kind of like the Sheikah's weapons that they created to protect Hyrule are going to be used to destroy it. You know, and also another big thing you're going to see in this trailer is, you know, plant growth. You know, and of course, like right after the teardrop hits, these weird looking trees grow. They look kind of like willow trees, like weeping willow trees. So it all kind of comes together, you know, and, you know, so it also could be symbolic of rain. Raindrops, rain helps grow plants, and that's something we get to see in the next shot here, where we get a shot of all the lush greenery. Now, of course, you know, I did have a theory before about why it's so green, involving the Koroks, planting Korok seeds, and this greenery helped kind of drain all the water, you know, and then eventually people went back to old Hyrule. But I'll get more into that a little bit later. Next shot we get here is of, it looks like a fall shot. So this could kind of confirm seasons. I'm not sure if this was confirmed before, because I know we got to saw the snowy area, but I don't think, like, you know, we saw like the Great Plateau, you know, in winter or something. But this could confirm that seasons will be in the game. which will be interesting. Now this is the shot. This is one of the most important shots in the entire trailer, and it reminds me of that stone tablet from Twilight Princess HD. And you have here, it looks like some primitive-looking people, you know, and they're kind of like, you know, this is kind of like showing. I guess this could be, you know, maybe after the Calamity Ganon happened. You know, after the Calamity happened, everything gets wrecked. So then these primitive people kind of come out and they kind of like reclaim the land and stuff like that. Or this could be what happens right after the flood, and this could show like these guys could be kind of like, well, no, this is where it's gonna get a little bit outlandish, but these things could be like, they could be Koroks, you know, without the leaf, without the leaf, you know, design, the leaf masks. These guys could be Koroks, and you see what you could see here in the trailer is, you know, one, there's what looks like water. That looks like water. It could be wind, but it looks like water receding. Then you got a guy with an axe, so he looks like he's cutting down trees. And you've got a guy here, or a girl, could be a girl, tilling the land. So they're tilling the land, they're planting seeds, and you see again raining on plants, planting seeds, and then the last one, things are growing, animals are there, you know, things are happening. You see the horse looks like he's carrying big leaves. Those aren't seeds. So these guys could be Koroks, and the Koroks could be, you know, them planting the seeds could be what have, you know, helped the waters recede, and that's why it could be so lush and green. I know this theory is weird, but I feel it though. It feels weird. I like it. It feels feasible, kind of. All right, so next shot we have here is dude on the bridge. So this is literally the first NPC we've seen other than the old man. Because, I mean, technically the gameplay stuff with Cass we saw during the Game Awards. I think this came out beforehand. But this, yeah, so this is the first NPC technically, chronologically, we've seen other than the old man. And this dude looks like he could be a hunter, but I'm saying he could be a merchant. You know, like if you played Skyrim with mods, there is a mod that allows like merchants to kind of wander around Skyrim. You know, so if you're like out in the middle of the woods somewhere, and you can see a dude, he'll be walking around with like some bodyguards, and he's a merchant. You can go over there and talk to him and buy stuff from him, or you can kill him and rob him, you know, whatever. You know, this guy could be like that. He could be a merchant. Next, we see what appears to be Link fighting some blue bogoblins. Now, the thing with this shot here is it looks like there's another person over there. There's another guy over there fighting alongside Link. Now, we don't know if this guy is a regular NPC just like chilling somewhere. He saw you, he decided to run up. I'm not quite sure. Or this could be a side quest where, you know, like an escort mission. Like this dude is a merchant or something, and you have to escort him from point A to point B. Then of course you're gonna get jumped by all kind of monsters because, you know, it's an escort mission, so you gotta protect the guy and keep him from dying. So next we get a shot of civilization that's not wrecked. So it looks like the people have. So it looks like, you know, the Hylians. They aren't dead. They're not completely destroyed. Now their central civilization has been destroyed, but they've been able to flee out and, you know, kind of start over in different locations around the area. And this is one of them. And you see, it looks like this building here has like you know, like little flag streamer things, and there's a giant horse head effigy built on top of it. Now this is like, this is like, I think horses might be important to these people, or maybe to this particular establishment, you know, because you see that there's another guy on a horse, you know, and he's got a dog. Now originally I thought this was Link at first, but then I realized this dude has dark hair, so it's not Link. Another thing you can notice is that on the front of the building, it seems to be a guy with a spear chasing a horse. Now, originally, I thought this was like maybe a horse racing place. You can go and you can do a horse race or something like that. I don't think that's the case now. I'm thinking that maybe these guys are hunters, Because, I mean, there's no reason, because this dude definitely looks like he's carrying a spear in the little picture here. So I don't know why you would, if you would hunt a horse that way. You know, I mean, you capture horses, you know, and you kind of tame them, but you don't necessarily hunt them. I mean, you can eat horses, but, I mean, why? They're so cool. So next shot here, we get another, kind of like caveman drawing shot, and this one is of Hyrule, probably before the destruction, and you can see that Hyrule is at its zenith. You know, it's growing. The buildings are getting bigger, more technical, and this is probably before the Calamity Ganon happened and everything turns to crap. You see Hyrule Castle in the background, so I'm guessing this is Hyrule Castle Town, or technically just Castle Town. We get another shot here of some different looking buildings, some odd looking buildings that don't look like the buildings we just saw. And the interesting thing about these buildings, there's two things you can see in this shot. One, off to the far right, you see weeping willow trees, similar to the ones that were grown by the Sheikah teardrop in the beginning of the trailer. And another thing you can see here is if you look at the top of this building on the right, it looks like a Sheikah eye. Now, I could be crazy, you know, I could be just looking too far into this, it could be just a weird circle, but to me, it does look like a circle with a dot in the middle, like an eye, you know, and it looks like the Sheikah eye, and of course it has no tear, so this could mean that we could actually see Sheikah settlements that have actual people living in them, you know, which would be awesome, because one thing we've never really seen in a Zelda game outside of Impa is Sheikah. You know, I mean, there's some people who could be Sheikah, but more than likely, you know, they probably aren't. You know, so we could actually see more Sheikah in the game, which would be awesome. Alright, so this is the big thing, the bird dude. So originally I thought this was like a person in like a flight suit or something, you know, but no, this is a full-on bird person. So of course you're gonna think of the Ritos when you see these people. Which is what I thought of, you know, and if this is in the adult timeline, these guys could very well be furtherly is not a word, could be further evolved Rito, which would be interesting, you know, I mean, that would be awesome to see, like, full-on bird people, and if you don't remember, we actually had bird people we thought were Rito in the, that stone tablet that was in Twilight Princess. And Aonuma did say that, you know, you would see things in this game that will make you think of Twilight Princess HD, which is smart. You know, that's interesting. Now, that doesn't mean that this could take place in the child timeline. It's possible. I'm still holding out hope deep down in my little heart that, you know, this is gonna be in the adult timeline. But it's just possible that it could be right after Twilight Princess. But there's still a lot of things you have to explain for that to happen, like there being Sheikah and all that other kind of stuff. So we get a closer shot of the bird guy. So you see that he has, you know, green eyes. So his eyes aren't red. So his eyes were just closed a minute ago. So he has green eyes. And you see he has kind of like a braid with like a big, like, you know, like a big bead at the end. And he has a bow. And he's kind of wearing some similar clothes to Link. So he has he has like a champion scarf. He doesn't have like a champion shirt. It's more like a champion scarf. Maybe he has a champion shirt under his armor, but it definitely does have the same look of Link's champion shirt. It's just different. And his has like a loft wing on it. And, you know, but for the most part, it looks like, you know, a champion shirt. So maybe he could be a champion. Maybe he's a champion of these bird people or the Rito. Or maybe these people once served the Hyrulean royal family. And he was a champion. But the next big huge thing we see here is Bird Dude flies up to a giant freaking airship. So now if we remember from the other trailers and the gameplay, one thing that people kind of noticed was there was like a big floating island in the distance in some of the other trailers, and we didn't know what that was. A lot of people thought it was Skyloft, some people thought it was the city in the sky, but what it is it's this freaking airship right here. And if we look closer, the airship looks like Sheikah Tech. Which I'm like, damn, the Sheikah are like, they're like the freaking Apple of the Zelda world. They're just building all kind of crazy tech. Like, where are they getting this from? You know, of course, I have a theory on that you can check out right there. Shameless plugs. But yeah, the Sheikah, they definitely have a pretty interesting grasp on technology in this game. But one thing you could notice, if you look at like the energy bands inside this thing, they're pink. Now, we know the Sheikah technology, you know, has two colors in the energy bands. And one is the inactive color is orange, and the active color is blue. Now, the pink ones are usually the ones that are under control of Calamity Ganon. So, now this could be tricky editing here. And Nintendo could have, because I do believe this game will take place before and after the Calamity Ganon. Well, the Calamity happens, you know, after Calamity Ganon appears and wrecks everything. So maybe the Birdman shot could have been before, and then this could be after. You know, maybe this will be a big, huge dungeon that you have to go through to get something. You know, or the Birdman could be evil. You know, and they could, you know, they could be evil. They could be working with Ganon. It's not the first time that a new race is introduced in a game and they're working with Ganondorf. Not the first time at all. I mean, if you remember in Twilight Princess, you know, they introduced the Twily, and King of the Twily was working for Ganondorf. You know, so maybe these guys are working with Calamity Ganon. We don't know. So next shot we get is of the Guardians seemingly protecting Hyrule Castle. And so I'm guessing, since this is a caveman drawing, I'm guessing they're telling you what the Guardians was supposed to do and what they ended up failing doing because they were taken over by Ganon. Alright, so here's another huge shot. We get a shot of a chick dressed like Link holding what appears to be the Sheikah Slate. So this is probably Zelda, you know, and we're gonna see some, because her costume's gonna change a bit going forward. But yeah, so this is probably Zelda. I'm thinking this is after the Calamity. You know, maybe you break her out of the castle and you get away, and you have to regroup to go back to kill Calamity Ganon. But because she's wearing like fingerless gloves and she looks tougher here than she does, you know, in the shot coming up later. But yeah, she's holding the Sheikah Slate, you know, so maybe she gives you the Sheikah Slate or she upgrades it. Next shot is a shot of Calamity Ganon basically just wrecking house. So this is probably the effect of when he was awakened. The weird thing about this is it doesn't seem like he's going to Hyrule Castle to, you know, and to wreck it and destroy it. It seems like whatever happened with him originated at Hyrule Castle. So whoever unleashed Calamity Ganon unleashed it in or around Hyrule Castle, because it's destroying everything around Hyrule Castle. Maybe there's something in here that he needs. Maybe his body's in here. Or he probably just doesn't want to destroy it because he doesn't want to kill Zelda, because Zelda has the Triforce of Wisdom. So next we see the after effects of the Calamity Ganon's attack. We see you know, there's the pools of pink miasma everywhere, you know, and then we get a better look of the sealing technique used to seal Calamity Ganon at Hyrule Castle, and we see there seems to be a bunch of pillars sticking out of the ground, various sizes, in a circle, you know, and it seems to be what's keeping Calamity Ganon in place for right now. Now, I do have an interesting theory about this. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is Castletown from Twilight Princess, and it does look like Castletown from Twilight Princess. And I'm actually going to do a whole other video on a theory I have with this and how it ties into my adult timeline theory. That's probably going to come up hopefully Monday, but I have another theory about that I'm going to talk about later. In this shot, we see our female character here, and she looks a little bit different. You know, you see her blonde hair. It could be her blonde hair right there. It could be in a braid, or it could be a part of her outfit. But we also see she's wearing like white fingerless gloves. So now, originally she was wearing the black fingerless gloves. You know, I'm thinking those are kind of like her action gloves, and these are kind of like her house gloves. But this is definitely Zelda, and it looks like she could play a bigger role here because she's looking angry. Like, she's got her fist ball up, she's ready to go. Like, whatever, she's seeing, like, you know, stuff going down, and looks like she's ready to go. So this could this could throw an entire monkey wrench in everything. Because if Zelda is a more active character now, she's not just the damsel in distress, that definitely would fit, you know, with changing the conventions of Zelda. You know, now this might not be Zelda, this might be just another female character, but the fact that she changes clothes right here, and she has those white gloves with the gold outline, that looks very regal. So this could very well be Zelda. Now, the thing that gets me here is it looks like the castle isn't wrecked. You know, the castle, that background does not look destroyed to me. So this could very well be before Calamity Ganon attacks. Maybe this is when, you know, he's on his way and she's angry because they have no real way to stop it. You know, so this could be, you know, this could be what's going on here. And then that's it. We get a shot of the logo. And here's another thing. What do you see around the logo? What appears to be waves and water. Now, this could be wind. It could very well be wind. I could just be wrong, and I could just be seeing this through like tunnel vision, but this looks like waves and water to me. Adult timeline confirmed. Okay, but yep, that's my analysis of the Breath of the Wild Among the Ruins trailer. So that's about it for this. I'm gonna be doing some more videos, so watch out for those. I'll be doing some Mass Effect videos next. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, folks, keep it real.